December the 22nd, 2013. It is still in the States. In Europe already is December 23rd. Welcome to videos 100, 101, and what likely also will be video 102. In this very video 100, I will concentrate first on what will be white genocide project, just one of many that have preceded this one. However, I claim now to have actual proof of one of those genocides, one of those progressive genocides that were used to systematically wipe out white race. It's how it's done, basically, is what I have in my hands now, and I have recorded it. I want the world to see about what's going on. I want to wake you up. Second, what I want to do is, in this very video, I will also talk to you and explain to you the real issue behind what is Obamacare. Yeah, you guys really don't know anything about the truth about Obamacare, what Obamacare is, what is this all about. So I will explain to you in detail in this video Obamacare. Okay, so you want to know about Obamacare, you watch this video for you to understand what this is all about. I will further expose also what is so-called world of anonymity, anonymous internet browsing and stuff like that, and hopefully will liberate you from prejudice against yourself. Okay, because you people have tremendous prejudice against yourself. So I hope that I will liberate you from prejudice against yourself. In video 102, I will be talking to you about what 70 years old diarrhea news or mainstream media free press news is composed out of, how the news is created, and so on, and how one is used to indefinitely for us to follow it till we self-exterminate. And in video 102, I will be talking to you about economic genocide. I'm not going to be done with this news yet. I will go to the violent world of psychiatry, psychology, and guess what? I will be talking to you about genocide. You think, guys, genocide can be funny? Well, it is so bad, it is so severe, it's so brutal that in fact many of you are not even aware of it. It is much worse than any genocide that have preceded this economic. This is an economic genocide, and in fact it's so bad that not only many of you are not aware of it, but are even laughing at genocide that is taking place against you. Yeah, just before I go on with it, I started this project about 4 days ago, have meticulously recorded everything and prepared everything in proper sequence, so you can have now that processed, see what is going on. Talking about white genocide project, which I have in fact recorded for you. What you see here is my Facebook account, and this is a list of friends. If I click on it, and then I can scroll down and scroll down and just scroll down and scroll down. Never mind. What am I showing you this for? I'm showing you this for because one of the friends, in a parenthesis friends, you know, in Facebook, you encounter everything. You encounter anywhere from friends and from your worst enemies. And that is how it happened that one of those Obama supporters have managed to find me. I don't know. And he was pretty much listed as my friend. And then you see, as you already know, when you click here on your timeline, you get your stories rolling down, and you get to, you know, read about what, you know, whatever people post. and so on. And this is exactly what have taken place in my case. I would get this individual that would just appear to be completely normal family. It appeared to be like, you know, regular redneck white American family, elderly people, grandpa, grandma, and what it appears to be into a nightmare. Literally, grandma and grandpa that would start to post, you know, all of a sudden you would see them. I would get them on the timeline, and Facebook makes sure that you get to see whatever the Facebook wants you to see, because Facebook is NSA and NSA is Facebook. And whatever they don't want you to see, they will then make sure that you're never gonna see that, even if you already know about how they hide stories and stuff, make things appear on your timeline, restrict whatever can be seen on your timeline and by others and so on. Well, they made bloody sure that this redneck family, these grandparents, have managed to pop up their news in front of my eyes, in front of the Facebook. What the hell do you do when you are persecuted other than associate with the people as much as possible through what should be social internet networks such as Facebook and so on? So yeah, they made sure that they would appear on my timeline with the news, and the news was, we just got a child, we just got a child. And when you would click over there, it would be like, I was first, when I clicked at that news, I congratulated, I was happy they got a child. It was a beautiful family, a really nice thing to have a grandchild. That's a wonderful thing to get, beautiful. Nice. And then I wanted to see that child, so I click on that link and it took me inside to basically to their world, to the world which I have entered so many times before. Happy to see these beautiful children. And when I entered to their world, you know what, it was not a child, it was a mongrel mestizo baby. It's what it was. It was a mix between Mexican and between American. Mongroid, mestizo, uglier than uglier product of multiculturalism, or what is white genocide project. And on what it made me think, I immediately, unlike that, I just left that page. And what can you do? I mean, we all made choices for ourselves, and there are consequences that we have to pay afterwards for whatever choices we make. Doesn't matter. But what was interesting about this case with the Facebook was and is actually fact that for just a day or two afterwards, the news that you see here followed. This was the news that was posted pretty much all over the mainstream media, the 70 years old news, diarrhea news if you like. And the news was this one right here: polygamy in Utah. And you had individual guy here whose name is, I understand, Cody Brown. This was the news that was released on December the 17th. For the record, today is December the 21st, 2013 it is. So this was the news that was released afterwards, about a day or two later. It's about the polygamy in Utah. Cody Brown, good looking individual, and then you have 4 beautiful ladies here. Nice. Polygamy. One of the things that stalked that first Facebook news, what appeared to be a Facebook news. After polygamy issue, we had to face what was this here. This is what followed afterwards. I say probably another day after or so. So the 70 years old diarrhea news followed up with what you're about to see here right now. The name of the game became now Utah gay marriage. Yes, Utah gay marriage was the news that have afterwards continued. And it's not just any Utah news. It was this one. See this one here? This was the news. I'm gonna magnify that for you to see it. Utah same-sex marriage and so on. It's unconstitutional, I understand, or whatever. And you had this Aryan guy here, and you had this, whatever this is. I don't know what this is, if it's white at all. But anyhow, this was the news that continued afterwards. I say about day and so. And what other news followed as well. But I have to stop at this point, and I gotta take you a little bit back in time. Not too far, just probably about 4 days earlier, to the Facebook news. Yes, to the Facebook news, to the interracial or intermixing, the mongrel baby. The truth is about this American Zionist economic genocide, or 70 years old news that is taking place against us and our families. The truth is that it is so brutal, it is so violent, that, and it's what I will be talking to you about in these videos now. It's the stuff that you guys you're not even aware of it, about what is taking place. It's not only endless job search, or I should say no right to your employment as educated for, if you have the right to education at all. But it goes way beyond that. And when I say way beyond that, I mean that individuals that would dare to oppose what is now 70 years old news on steroids, basically communist Moscow and Zionist Washington DC news, which is now in what I would refer to that in a fifth gear. What they want to do is, it's like news on steroids, and they would want us to pursue Obama clone as it was Obama, you know, it was just Obama. It was just Obama, yeah. Things like this have happened because it was Obama. When I said brutal, violent genocide that is taken parallel to economic genocide, is in fact so brutal, so violent, so society is eroding, destructive, hateful toward the white race which have built United States of America. United States of America was a Stone Age country prior to European arrival, and this is exactly what we are resented for us bringing the civilization, build something out of nothing, and that's exactly what we are hated for. That in my particular case, and in cases of many other, especially white nationalists, we were targeted parallel to endless job search with no right to job, with what was severe brainwashing, not only with MK Ultra procedures, but also with what I will talk to you about in this case have taken place when I have in particular visited South Florida Workforce Innovation Agency in Miami downtown. It's the agency where and when Michelle Obama have personally promised and well suggested me that people like myself should just be wiped off the face of the earth, and it's something I will talk to in continuation. When you would sit in front of a computer, when you would request for assistance for job search, for something, for some kind of help, anything that you would get job, instead you would sit it in front of a computer. Computers would not work. You were basically distracted and redirected to other areas. They got internet working, and before you know, you would have individuals basically meeting you, claiming that they are also pro-white, claiming how they are concerned about the white race, that they will help you, this and that, and so on and so on and so on. And on one of the occasions in this Miami downtown, in Jewish capital of Americas, is what Miami is, I was seated like this in front of a computer to wait for assistance, or was doing job search, whatever search, and I would have individual female coming to me, approaching me, and start the conversation, and there would people be all over around you. They would take chairs, sit, and this and that, start talk about it. And one thing led to another was pretty much suggested exactly the same issues I am stressing to you about right now. First was, what was my opinion about what appeared to be good-looking American elderly couple, rednecks, white Americans, and then all of a sudden about their baby, about mongrel, mestizo baby that popped up afterwards. And just as any normal person would have opinion about one and has opinion about one, mine was no different. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I did it to be disgusting, pretty much, and it's exactly what they have anticipated. Exactly the answer that you will obtain from pro-white person. And they know, folks, they know exactly what your answer is going to be, and this was no different. Exactly, they say, exactly. The next thing, what it was this here. You see what this here is? Polygamy in Utah. You see this picture here, folks? This picture was already anticipated over a decade ahead by self-elected Zionist 70 years old news, or if you want to call that government, in Washington DC, and it was literally used parallel with other issues to push forward what was polygamy and secondary same-sex marriages, homosexuality. How? Well, what you see here is the picture that I don't know. It might have been, they might have used, who knows? They might have used, it's not difficult to create a picture like this, really. It's one of the easiest things. It's not something that I would imagine. It's how it's done. I don't know how they did that, whether they had did they use some makeup or something to make them look older, or whether we meet these people today, would they look exactly as what we see on the picture? Probably are the same people, and they must be the same people. What you see is Aryan guy, obviously. His name is Cody Brown, and then you have beautiful 4 other Aryan ladies, white, beautiful ladies. And when I said exactly, they continued out and said, what do you think about this picture? And I said, well, this is a polygamy. I don't support really polygamy. I told them I support marriage between women and men. Single marriage. That's what I support. Well, but and the news continued forward afterwards. It went to this one. This also was well anticipated prior to that. Exactly this picture, people. I'm telling you, exactly this picture. This picture is no coincidence. The same thing. I don't know how they did it. They might have ever done it. They might have used again makeup or whatever they have used. It was heavily used to target pro-white people like myself with what I'm about to explain to you, because these are my kind of people, are the kind of people that do not go along with genocide, with white genocide project, and they know that we will oppose to that as much as possible. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to appeal to us as much as possible what are issues such as homosexuality, multiculturalism, and even polygamy. So this was the news that afterwards followed the news about Cody Brown. And yeah, what do you think about the same-sex marriage? I told him I'd rather not to see about this at all. I didn't want to see much about it. I glimpsed it. That's why probably it was not even difficult for them to falsify these pictures or whatever they have done with them, so they could appeal today again with these pictures, make issue out of it. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I don't want to have anything to do with the polygamy, with the multiculturalism, or with the homosexuality. So to tell you the truth, I have not paid very much attention to about these pictures at all. So it was not difficult for them to falsify whatever, to make person see what they want person to see us, is what I'm trying to say. But I remember the issues, and this actually were the issues. It went one to another to another to another. And what was their explanation was exactly. So I really didn't know what they were talking about. So I said, what are you talking about exactly? I said, what is this got to do with the pro-white? And it was their explanation of this South Florida employment agency, this Obama agency, if you like, was, well, you see Cody Brown. Cody Brown is Aryan, and these ladies here are Aryan. Why would we make things difficult for people like Cody Brown? Wouldn't that be great if, when comparing to the mongrel baby that you have seen at Facebook, wouldn't that be great for us to have people like Cody Brown multiply, and I should say, reproduce, versus babies that you have seen on that Facebook page, which is a multiculturalism, or what you guys were able to see here, where you see this white guy, Aryan guy, and then I don't know what this is. I don't know. Their explanation was that people like weak people, and people that get involved interracially should just be separated, I should say categorized, away from people like that you see here, Cody Brown, for whom things should be made very easy to reproduce successfully and so on. This is exactly what the explanation was to me. And I don't know about any white nationalists, pro-white person, that would not go and say, yes, this is true. This is what the case should be. Any white person should be excited, I believe, about what I have just explained to you. Anybody. But things are not anywhere as what you think things might be. Things, in fact, are very, 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 very different. Just as I have mentioned to you this individual that was on my Facebook page that have appeared the day prior to Cody Brown news or polygamy news from Utah, just as this individual who have appeared also have disappeared. Yes, I mean disappeared. Exactly like this. What you see here, this news about this Aryan guy and about whatever this is, gay news or homosexual news if you like, just like that, this news, this one, this or this one, which this was used everywhere on front cover pages from newspapers. Folks, this was the news. They were actually used everywhere, and I mean, look, you see what this is? Everywhere on the front pages. Everywhere. I mean everywhere on the front pages, whatever you would look to. Just like that Facebook dude, parents, grandparents if you like, have all of a sudden disappeared from my Facebook page for obvious reasons, because I am trying now to find them at whatever cost in order to prove what I have just stated to you to record. Just like that, this news folks also have now disappeared. Look, we go to the page, the page is gone. See what this is? Instead of that one, you have now here marriage between the Aryans, gay marriage between the Aryans. Let's get better than that. You click on this one here, you click here, look, boom, it's all gone. It's already disappearing now. Why is it disappearing? Why is no longer this news convenient? You know why it's not convenient any longer? Because of this here, look. They went from that news, from brainwashing people how it is good to selectively separate people from Aryan to non-Aryan and so on, to categorize people. They went into fifth gear to promote homosexuality between Aryans. You see what this is? That news is gone. That news is already off air. It's gone. Now, however, we already have gone to the fifth gear to promote what is homosexuality between Aryans. And yes, American people were greatly, and I mean greatly, pro-white people, especially pro-white people like myself, were greatly subjected to brainwashing during course of visitation to their employment office, decade ahead, how this is going to take place and how this is good for us and how we should just go ahead and support what is polygamy, homosexuality, and racial intermixing. This here is my Facebook page. Obama says farewell to 2013, bring on 2014. He is laughing like a clown, as he is, because he actually believes he has things going for him and for his agenda. White genocide, that is. And this is the next morning, but I do have to complete this to be very precise about it. We are looking at Los Angeles Times, and I'm going to repeat for you. Obama farewell to bad 2013, bring on 2014. Happiest clown. Happiest clown. Core of Obamacare is working, President says. Yeah. President in parenthesis says core of Obamacare is working. You know why? Because all of you I don't care whether you're a leftist, homosexuals, interracials, white nationalists, whatever you are out there, you all were already told that Obamacare will never ever function already way ahead. You all knew that. You got something to brag about, and that's exactly what they wanted you to do. But homosexuals, multiculturalists, and other forms of degenerated societies that have appeared have prayed, and I mean prayed, for you to brag about Obamacare, while at the same time they were eroding your society entirely. If you don't understand by now that this whole Obamacare never ever was meant to function, then I guess you never ever will. What it did function indeed, and it functions greatly at advantage of Obama's, is hardcore white genocide that is taken against you idiots. You just have to open your eyes and wake up already from your Alice Wonderland. I don't know how I would say to that. Youth ban on same-sex marriage is struck down. This here. President Obama promises year of action in 2014 already have failed big time now. He further even dares to talk about NSA collection phone data, and it's also related to Obama may run on NSA collection of US telephone records and stuff like that. No, Obama is not going to do any of that. Obama is already finished. There is much to talk about NSA. I was talking to you guys about what was taking place against me in actually since 2000 and pretty much 2008 to 2000 almost 11, anywhere from United States, Canada, Norway, Sweden, Germany, Austria, and so on. When and where I was followed 24/7, where every email of mine was read through, when I didn't have the right to rent with my own money and stuff like that. Obama is not gonna run anything. There are other people, pro-white people, that literally had to run from United States because of what was taking place, and it was not something that Obama would not know about, but exactly the opposite. They have used all the influence and everything possible to engage in genocide against especially pro-white people. It's like this because you folks believe that there actually is such thing like Anonymous. Anonymous also was used to greatly, and I mean greatly, brainwash you with issues such as anonymous, something appealing. You can say something as an anonymous. We are anonymous, so nobody's gonna know, nobody knows this and that. Well, folks, you know what? It's bullshit. Nothing is anonymous. In fact, when you I can really, I'm just gonna use this for demonstration purposes. I'm gonna type here and let it look like this, just for demonstration purposes. Every keystroke that you do, like this, all this that you do, it's all, everything, and I mean everything, is processed further on internet. They pretty much know when they target you, when they know about an individual that is pro-white, individual that is not going to comply with white genocide, they will track, trust me, your every keystroke you do on your keyboard. And if you think, that being anonymous in a world like this, that you have actually the chance to be anonymous about it when and where not on your every keystroke is recorded, but forget about the search engines, but the websites that you visit, don't you people think that if you will continue with this kind of anonymous attitude, that sooner or later you're gonna end up end up breathing air literally to stay anonymous? You understand the concept? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? If you don't continue with an attitude like this in the world where nothing, and I mean nothing, is anonymous, when they know your every step and your every breath, you people are literally gonna die out on your own because of the fear. And it's exactly how they handle you. They know everything about you, yet you comply with it. You keep quiet about it. They are engaging in genocide against you. They know everything about you, and yet you people comply with this kind of anonymous attitude, like don't see, don't hear, and of course don't say nothing attitude. This is the attitude that is taking you down. It was something that did never appeal to me in the first place, any of that, and it's actually is something that have brought me all the way here. If it didn't, nobody would know anything about what was taking place against me, and it's exactly what they want. All that talk about private data collection, all that bullshit, excuse me, it's all used to brainwash you, to keep you silenced. In the world where we live, I gotta tell you, the news is there is nothing, and I mean nothing is private. I feel it was really important for me to document, record everything I have recorded, because guess what? Today, actually yesterday on the 22nd, the day after I have recorded what you have seen, another news followed. Okay, the news that followed will now totally confirm that everything I have stated to you is nothing else than fact. As a matter of fact, facts, as I will also talk to you about anonymity on internet. There is none. And in continuation about what 70 years old diarrhea is composed out of. Okay, we're gonna go exactly show you, point you out how they fabricate this news. We're gonna go into details about everything, how it's done. But first, the comment on what I have suggested, the white genocide project that is taking place since World War II. The idea about how to wipe the white race off the planet systematically, progressively, and while doing that even target what are pro-white people like myself, politicians, influential politicians, and what you're about to see, even foreign politicians. The main target in this Utah gay news, Utah general, because it was polygamy that started in Utah, the polygamy news, Utah polygamy news, have had, in fact, I should say, the diarrhea spread now further onto not only other major news, main press, mainstream media networks throughout the world, but in fact have confirmed my claims by having one spread onto even to what appeared to be, at least this is what they claim to be, Fremskrittspartiet from Norway, Norwegian Progress Party, whose leader is Siv Jensen. Obviously, If this is, they claim to be white nationalist party, just like British National Party BNP is for Britain and NPD is for Germany and Front National is for France. That is exactly, or Sverigedemokraterna for Sweden. That is exactly what this Fremskrittspartiet perceive itself to be in Norway. Okay, the deal is that just yesterday, Norwegian Progressive Party have released officially that they are now motivated in polygamy. That they see themselves now as they see the polygamy as something as it would appeal to Norwegian to Norway to Norwegian people. I don't think it should be a wonder. It shouldn't be hard to guess that the idea in white genocide is primarily to destroy Nordic nations, nations such as Scandinavian people, British, German, French, people with European DNA. So once this European DNA gets destroyed, the white race would no longer represent any issue, because the rest of it's really easy to handle. Before I go to this news, it is important for you to remember what I have stated to you, because this is documentation, this is a recording of white genocide, this is a proof of white genocide. Progressive extermination of white race is what this proof is. Before I go to this, I will repeat to you, it is December the 22nd, 2013, US, 5 days after the news about polygamy in Utah polygamy was released on what gay marriage, Utah gay marriage followed up on that news. Before I go to this news, I will give you a little background about what Progress Party, which I have mentioned to you, is. It's Progress Party, it's, you can see here, it says here right-wing populism, conservative, but I don't know what exactly this means here, because this is also classical liberalism. Liberal is liberal and conservative is conservative, and right-wing is something completely different. Liberal and right-wing doesn't have anything in common, in fact. So they claim to be pro-white party, traditional Norwegian, and it is who they have targeted. Or it might have been also the case that the party is not what it claims to be. I don't know. I only go by what I see people do or not. This is what they claim to be. This is what a right-wing party, white nationalist party, Norwegian party. I state that because I see here individual is claiming also Per Sandberg, Progress Party, Fremskrittspartiet, says Progress Party no longer speaks for men on street. It seems like that party is no longer, they're accused to no longer represent people on the street, Norwegian people. True or not, I don't know. This is the leader, Jensen, Siv Jensen, I have talked to you about. Now you know. I simply have to go by what they say, what they claim they are. I know there are many Norwegian people in it, and if the party leaders are not interested in news that I have provided here, which is a recording of progressive destruction of white race, then at least Norwegian people will have the news, the truth. That's what I care about foremost. Now let's go to the news this one right here, legalize polygamy, Progress Youth Wing in Norway. This is the local Norwegian, NO. The local Norway is news in English. It is the white race that is targeted, in particular Scandinavians, British, Germans, French, whatever is left out of European nations that still have that European DNA. That is exactly the idea, is to destroy the European DNA, is how I see this. That's one of the things. Then the second one that I would go to would be my suggestion, by pointing out how everything that we type is, in fact, every keystroke is recorded. And I know that when I have typed here that there will be people say, oh no, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. Look, that might be the case, that in that particular case that might not be the truth, but look at this. You see this? These are the results you get as you type, which means that every key stroke that you, every time you press key, it is, the information is submitted to the internet network. It goes to the world. It goes. So this here are links. Every time you click on one of these links, obviously that information is recorded somewhere. Okay? And there are people such as Anonymous, Anon News, that actually believe, no, this isn't true, and this and that. It is advantage. It is good for us to be anonymous. Look, this was one of my postings that I have posted at Anonymous. Just regular me. And then there was what you see here. I don't even know who this, somebody called me that I'm dehumanizing hypocrite, and then there was another one that attacked him and so on, and then there was another one who, I don't know whether he pretended that this myself, I don't know what was going on. Mess. I did not even know about this at all, and I posted another headline, another thread, and have written here that I just came across this post after I have posted another one. Good thing is that it is still here. I'm not related to previous answers. This is on this page. Seems like some of you like to abuse word anonymous and ability to hide behind one is nick, which is not very nice. I don't have time to waste. Have to go back to work. You guys are welcome to join me on Facebook. I have much more than just 3 YouTube accounts and so on, which they have suggested and stuff like that. And on the bottom I tell them pretty much that I'm not anonymous. I'm not hiding, unlike many here. I also let the world to know who and what I am. Again, unlike many here. Thank you and take care. On what I get the answer from this gentleman Anonymous, whoever that is, well, that did answer some question and so on. You don't understand, Anonymous. It's not about hiding who you are, but protecting who you are. We now live in the world of information, true or false, and the internet has made it easier to find it. 80% of employees in my country do background check using search engine and so on. I have a news for, I'm not even gonna go, I will not go further with this. The news that I have for this Anonymous is that your employer does much more than just background check. This is the reality time. You need to wake up, because you are in dreamland. you are not realizing where you live, what is going on, and because of that, because of you are not being fully aware, self-conscious about what is going on, things are getting from worse to the worst, and they're not going to get any better ever. It's going to only go from worse to worse till we're going to disappear with this kind of attitude. Because as I already have previously explained, when genocide is taking place against you, it is highly desirable from the one that performed one against you for you to be anonymous. Exactly what they want you to be. They want you to be as private, as anonymous, as silent as much as possible. If you think that you make any effect on your postings, stuff on internet as an anonymous, the news is that you make no effect whatsoever. The only thing you do is you create the ability for the one that wants to destroy you indefinitely without anyone out there to know why were you destroyed at all. You know what, guys? Everything you do, every keystroke on internet is recorded. This is not any joke. If you want to live in the world like this, then I suggest you to also stop breeding, because this is the only way that you will remain anonymous. Otherwise, I think it's time for you to become aware about what's going on. Look, see what this is? I'm going to give you a little glimpse about what internet anonymity is, or I should say why one does not exist at all. What you see here, whoa, it's gone. It doesn't matter. This is a website, Godlike Productions, Conspiracy Forum. Good. That's why I really want to record this for you guys who think that there is such a thing as anonymous. I hope this is gonna be fast. I just want to give you a reality check. This here is a SpotFlux proxy. It's gonna connect to proxy server. So there's not going to be I'm going to leave you without a trace of a doubt about what is going on, because you guys are dreaming. You guys are dreamers. Look, you see what this is? This is just an article. It was released on December the 17th. Look, Facebook tracks everything you type, even if you don't post the update or comment. Do you understand that? Everything you type on Facebook, every time you hit the keyboard, your every keystroke is recorded. There also are programs such as Keylogger and stuff like that, which are designed to literally trace every keystroke remotely and so on, record everything you see on the internet. But that's a different story. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the internet is everything you do. Not only every link you click, but everything you do is recorded. Now, if you people want to live in the world like this, you're welcome, but I'm not. I'm not going to be silent about genocide. I'm not going to be silent about what's going on, about 70 years old news about white genocide project that is taking place for the last 70 years. As you see here, it is connected, right? It says here enabled. You can see here verbinden, trainen, zeige SpotFlux, settings, and so on. Protection. The page also have opened. You can see here. Okay, we are connected now. I don't want you to have any doubts about this. I want you to understand what's my internet provider's address? Look, this is my internet provider's address, 162.210 and so on, somewhere in California. This is Wine Hill, whatever that is. Okay, I have suggested you here Godlike Productions. Look, I want you to see this with your own eyes. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. You see what this is? It says here, look, it says, sorry, your internet provider's address 162 blah blah has been banned from viewing this website. You have an upgraded account and so on and blah 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 blah. Internet provider setting with the blah 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 to avoid bans on this website and so on. Alright, nice, thank you. I don't want to leave you with trace of a doubt on your mind. Trust me, I want the best for you. I'm just trying to help you out. I'm just trying to make you understand what is going on, so you're not going to live in the world the way you live. So you're not going to live in the world where you will think that you are anonymous, but in fact you are not anonymous. You're not anonymous, and that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to think that you are anonymous, while in reality there is no such thing as anonymous. That's all I want to do. So now I'm getting for you what is known as a Tor project. Tor, you know, Tor. And I'm about to show you that there is no such thing as anonymous. Now let's get out of here for a moment. So you might think that that you are safe behind the proxies, behind the Tor and so on. You're not. You're not safe behind anything. And so we're not going to waste time. We're going to use this here. It's going to be the whole list of servers. And now you have this here. Tor is still connecting, but in meanwhile I'm gonna be able to get something else for you. I will be able to get you proxy list. So just so you're not gonna think about you're not gonna have a trace of a doubt left in you that this isn't true or whatever. Look, I'm gonna open 4 of them. What do you think about this? 5 of them real fast for you to see it. Look, still waiting on Tor, and so I don't waste my time. We're gonna go, I'm gonna enter in each. I'm gonna go like this, and remember that I am already hiding behind the proxy server right now. Look, I press go. I just want you to see. Look, your address, your internet provider address is now 213.251. Look. And guess what? You are banned from viewing this website. Do you understand now what proxy is? What anonymity on the internet is? Look. Your IP address is 80.241 and so on, and you have been banned from viewing this website. Just get the taste of reality, people. So you're not going to live in a dreamland the way you do. You're not going to perform exactly the way they want you to perform, so they can do whatever they do, and they do. Look, your IP address is 5087 and so on, and you're banned from viewing your website. Just want you to get taste of reality about what's going on. Look, we could go on. Your address is 213 and so on, and you have been banned from viewing website. We could go on and on like this, but I don't have time. I have to finish this video and so on. Here is what I have promised Tor. Okay, here is, you got this one, go. Here is what it is. Look, sorry, your internet provider has been banned from viewing website.